Ah, dang it. I keep forgetting to not go into play mode. Okay, let's try this again. So, how's life? Okay, so here we get to see my personal favorite level, and it is a very unpopular opinion. Well, at least from what I remember hearing. It is kind of unpopular to have that opinion because this level was, I don't think it was heavily disliked, but I think most people kind of found it like the Great Maze from like Subspace Emissary. One, we finally reached the whole 50, and interesting enough, I remember this was this is one of the few levels to actually have all its characters available. Which, before character neutrality was added, well, every character could be selected on any stage. You, most levels had like unlimited amounts of playable characters. Some of them just kept it to the main four, and others just had 2 playable characters. So I thought that I would do something a little bit different for this one. I told everyone that in the series I was not gonna play as bonus characters, but might as well give everyone a shot. And let's do it as, let's try doing it in chronological order. So, who was out of this? Let's see. Lucian Smoke. There we go. Okay. Rocky. Why was he included? Simply put it, it's because I really like the Rocky films, especially like during the time I was developing the game. That's when I became obsessed with the Rocky films. I just like him, he was an underdog. Okay, that's it. And yep, that's why he was included. Okay. Fuck it. Chronological order is too difficult. Richter. Why was he added? I don't know. I think it's because I thought that I was gonna main Victor, but in Smash Bros, but I didn't. Also, an odd thing about Victor is for some odd reason, he is counted as an electric character, which is funny. I think it's because I was running out of electric characters. No, I think it's because I think I noticed that there was and a slightly uneven amount of fire to electric characters, and I decided to just give Richter an electric axe. I've never played Castlevania, nor do I, so I don't think that's a thing. His moveset was kind of just based on Smash Bros. Even having a very rare neutral arrow, because I didn't fully work out the kinks of having a neutral arrow until Rebirth 2. Okay. Rick Dolphin. Now what was he added? Most namely? Is because I needed an electric character. He had a Wonder Wall. And he also got like a major buff. You see his ray gun attacks? Back then they didn't have like the extending hitboxes. So it just used to be this beam. So yeah. And then I gave him this. Now, I don't know if any of you notice this, but sometimes I seem to be a bit more limited on like how many characters, how many moves I do per character, and that's actually because not every character shares the same amount of moves. Some characters don't even have a full moveset, and some characters have a really odd amount of moveset. Take for example, Death, right here. He has his jab, he has this hair, but he has this neutral air, but he doesn't have a forward air or a back air. Actually, none of the characters have back airs, but he doesn't have a forward air. But he oddly enough has an up air and a down air, which is very strange. And by strange, I know why all the characters don't get full movesets. It's because creating movesets is incredibly difficult. Believe it or not. Megumin, oh my god, what a troubled character this one was. You see, around this time, her anime was kind of popular, you know. I think it was released in 2018, and I said to myself, like, oh, if I could like tell people that she was in the game, maybe some more people play it just to play as her. Unfortunately, I didn't think about the whole explosion effects that Megumin has, causing her to be very much game crashing, like genuinely crashing multiple games. Because this neutral arrow she has right here, one, that's her only move, so no up arrows, no down arrows, no lenses. This is her only move. And back then, it used to use this explosion effect. Yep. And it just would crash the game, so I ended up replacing it with this one instead. So yep, well, game breaking character. Okay. Did you see that lag spike? Yeah. What an interest. Oh my god. He also causes lag spike because of his down air. Don't be mistaken, this is not a neutral, it's a down air. He has some pretty nice particle effects, I won't deny that. And his up air. This is his up air. His up air is Ether. And he has this. So he's classified as a fire character. And who else? Okay. We're nearly done. No. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to. I added my own character. Oh really? Nah, I'm not gonna show off how it is yet. I guess I already did, but whatever. Link Odin. It was interesting actually giving my own characters movesets because, you know, I don't have like reference material, so I could just make my own. He has a full moveset. And no. Oh, I saved myself. Yep. Not much to him honestly, he's kind of set together, but he's also kind of funny. However, he does have a fire hitbox on all of his moves, basically. A fire hitbox here, fire hitbox there, fire hitbox there. Which honestly was a mistake because the fire effect is just so OP. And yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. And here we get to see how who also has to used to have a much more different design, so I went to redesign it. Unfortunately I don't have that, I guess. Yeah. Oh wait, maybe I do. Nope. Oh yeah, here we can see all the playable characters. Except for Nightmare. Fortunately, Nightmare does not get a playable character until Rebirth 2. But Hal was just a very stupid character, and I mean that in the gameplay section. So there is Jam, which already had a really big hitbox, and his down air. You'd be surprised. This up air was actually incredibly OP because you could hold it indefinitely, meaning that you could do some pretty bad skips when you did this. But back then, you know, so using this move, which is only kind of OP, and doing his uphill. It just made him such a broken area. But not only that, but he also has the only area that really does this. It literally like pushes him forward. And then he can do this. And as you can imagine, it's just a recipe for disaster. And then his downer. Holy crap, was this downer huge. And you're looking at it now and it's still big, but back then, that crap was actually huge. And it's just kind of like, oh my god, what was I thinking? He makes so many things a cakewalk, and he was about to see, in early speedruns, he was actually the best character to go as, because he had one ability. You're about to see me break again. Yeah, see right there, that's how. Because he had one ability that no other character had. Also, trying to show you what I mean, that the characters aren't actually seen as... Okay, the bonus characters aren't seen as characters because if I was a main character, I could just stand and I just die. Okay, if I was a main character, I would be able to stand on that orb and collect it. But the orb doesn't recognize him as a character. So, in order to be able to collect it, you have to use his fire attack, which is also an electric attack. That's also the main reason why. Is because of him, like he could just like collect. Because of that one move, he could collect anything. See right there? Like the only limit is that you have to be on the ground for him to use it. But who cares? And who cares, because for the most part, the orbs have collision, so it's kind of a moot point. And then you're about to see how he fails in combat, which is, yeah, really bad. You see how much the flicker hitbox impacts them? Okay. Like, look how much damage that's doing. Obviously these guys, need to be put in the air, but it's kind of easy to tell. And I died. So much of it being easy to tell. That's just because the knockback in the system's kind of whack, especially with those guys. That's why they never make their return. You wanna know why the knockback's so whack in this game? It's one simple reason, and that's because unfortunately this is the result of the flicker hitbox. See, because the hitboxes aren't lingering, they can't build acceleration like with other hitboxes. So you need a move that kind of lingers instead of flickers, like that, which his jab kind of lingers. No, because God, go away. See, because with the flicker hitboxes like these, because of flickering, they don't get that time to accelerate. Okay, I'm gonna collect one more orb as how, and then we can move on. And then, yep. No, one more. I said one more. You saw him collect an electric, and therefore you saw that he can do it. Also out of these capes, because honestly, the capes make this game so much better. But no, they won't back down, and they won't be used now. So let's see, which route do I always go? I think I'm gonna go on So that's one of my favorite things, is like just choosing my routes, or like the route. The route that I'm gonna take, honestly, over just planning out the route. That's always the best part. Because like when I speedrun this level, I basically got it down to a T. Obviously I'm not speedrunning, but when I do, it's honestly just like so cool to see. But you know, this is the first time I'm playing this game traditionally since like it was released, and I think you can see why people found this level to be a little too much. It's because it's a massive level, like way much bigger than the others, and I just had so much. I was want to see something funny. You saw that there was like a wall, but in reality I forgot to add collision to that wall, so you can just do that. Stuff like this. But you know, I really just like the summer because, you know, I personally like I don't know. I don't know, actually. I guess I have a thing for mazes. And that's kind of like a big maze type video. And oh yeah, now let's talk about the original. So this one was based on a level called Generations. Oh my god. I forgot that's the thing. Oh. Yeah, so on my collision page, I forgot to I went a little overboard, and when you grab a little planet, it automatically changes your layers, and because the walls don't have collision, it messes up your position. So yeah, that's really annoying. Really wish I fixed that. Let's see. Okay. No, god damn it. That's funny. Okay, so much for saying this is my favorite level. I'm joking, it's so nice. But in order for it to be your favorite level, you're really gonna be willing to break it. Okay. Oh yeah, the original Generations. Yeah, the original Generations was like supposed to be a callback to every level I've made up until that point. And it had, once again, it had two versions, as so many of the original levels did. Version 1 sucked, and I mean like really sucked, because it was basically an early version of this, but instead of collectibles, it was like different tasks. So yeah, it was just not very good. And it had some really odd tasks. So yeah, so most people just didn't like that much. Which is unfortunate. It was interesting though, because like it really did have some things going for it. It just really flopped at the landing, because like the way the levels were like set up, honestly, it was actually kind of incredible, because some of them you had to do like puzzles, like the Nightmare one, you had to like basically play like a mini version of Nightmare, and even though Nightmare sucks, it's a neat novelty seeing all these levels being so like faithfully adapted to one giant level. It's just unfortunate that it was bad. So that version quickly got replaced through a really basic platformer. But I'd be lying if I said the platform is so much more better than that version of it. And the funniest part was the Generation wasn't actually supposed to be its name. It was initially going to be called the Gauntlet. Well, I didn't know how to spell gauntlet, so I would just get called Generations. And man, that was a bad voice crack. Oh, so I need to get an electric character. As you can see, there's why the character wheel doesn't need change. But no, we are playing this traditionally, like my 16-year-old self used to have to do. Okay. Actually, why am I going this one? Oh yeah, the music playing right here was actually the same music that was played in the original Metal Workshop. So that's a neat little callback. Oh yeah, look, see that? I can just touch it and I can collect it. So yeah, not like a bonus character. No, wow, that is a really small block. Like look at that, I'm getting invited too. I really need to, like look at that, I'm basically, wow. It makes you really wonder why you would ever use the proximity touch instead, when you can just do that. Use the electrical attack and then just collect that from a far range. I look back at myself and I think like, what was I thinking? I'm just like, why did I do that? It's just like, it's an odd choice, so isn't it? I mean, like, I want to see how much more efficient electric attacks are than proximity. There. That's not even in my same layer and I can still collect it. It's just like, why would you ever do that? So honestly, bonus characters not being able to collect by proximity isn't too much of a loss. The only problem is like some specials don't allow you to do it in the air. But again, so what? You have like, most of these orbs have collision. So, are you really missing anything? Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have gone Isaac, I just know it. Oh well. You may be wondering why I said that. That's because Isaac is slow, and one of those is a bit of a time triangle. But you know what? At least Isaac is probably one of the best characters in combat because he can just so easily stand. I mean, look at him. That's another thing about Rebirth 1 compared to Rebirth 2. It is so easy to spam in Rebirth. Oh, you know what? I'm doubting Isaac's abilities. I'm sure he can do it. Yeah. Oh, so we saw that little technique. Look. Because you see, I don't know if you noticed this, but whenever I double jump, it kind of kills his forward momentum. You know, because Isaac is supposed to be the slow character, so he doesn't get the privilege of having his double jump not kill his forward momentum. Because Isaac is really good, actually. That's the thing. You know. Isaac is really good, and if you didn't have that, then honestly, you would probably just play as Isaac the entire time. I mean, he has like a great attack. He, like, you know, not only is his attack really good for, you know, not only is it really good for combat, but also platforming. Because you can kind of chain them together and do that little jump. I mean, look at that. Oh crap. Except when I do that. Seriously. I mean, look at this. Yeah. And there's one move over one over here. And here you get to see your mandatory electrical use. Did you know that this also counts as an electric attack? Oh wait, I just showed the law. So you would know? Yeah, Isaac honestly is probably like the best character. Well, one of the best characters. Actually, you know, no, he is the best character. Because I'm thinking too much about speed running. That's why. Because, you know, in speed runs, you don't use Isaac. Because he's too slow. But like, just overall, he is probably the best character. You know, despite having the lowest health, and despite taking the most amount of knockback, and having the fast regen time. I'm not really telling them, but trust me, he truly is the best character. Because, well, he has this, he has stuff like this, he has this cool attack, he has this, he even has this. I mean, look at it. Oh, you see it, like right there. I was gonna die because I was gonna land on that, but this just like stalls me in the air. Yeah. Oh, dang it. I feel like I've been saying like, oh, this guy is the best character, and then I immediately die. But, you know what, whatever. I just realized that's a rule, meaning that if you came as a fire character and you saw that, you would probably not be very happy with me. Okay. Honestly, this one's it's actually kind of nice just being able to oh my god, see that? It's actually kind of nice just being able to sit back, relax, and not have to worry about, you know, and not have to worry about like if I'm taking the perfect route of type of deal. Yeah. Thank you, Dallas. I can feel that's a future home. Jake, we stand together and we can achieve whatever. You guys can pause it. And that's to let you know you collect a lot of the electric orbs. Oh yeah, and here we get to I told myself I wouldn't use this, but whatever. And so, yep, so I'm back as Hal. And as you can see, I can collect it. Because again, with the colored orbs, it's like detecting like, hey, is he counts as a fire character? So I know there's probably like I knew there was probably like a simpler way to fix it, but I didn't know at the time because I wasn't thinking. So whatever. Okay. Okay. It's like the original level. You know, I remembered about the original like generation. So is that there used to be like a challenge mode actually. So and I remember doing it, and it was like genuinely one of the most unpleasant recording experience because the challenge mode has the game alternate between being like normal gravity and high gravity, and since the game was made with it being a difficult level, having that was genuinely just such a mistake. I can feel us coming closer to the end. Go Brock, bring up the heat. Let's see, hopefully I'm not missing anything. I haven't been keeping track of it. Yeah, so the whole force requirement, like of collecting all the wolves, makes missing any of them here a pain. Even more than like all the other levels, because you know it's valid the ways, but it's worse here because it's such a large level. Oh yeah, I never really explained like the original inspiration behind like even the original generations. I've kind of mentioned that I was really inspired by like the Black Ops 3 storyline, and I think one of the levels was called Revelations, which which basically tried to bring back all the zombie maps into one giant one. And I thought to myself, like, that was like the coolest thing ever, and I wanted to replicate that. Well, I think I did a decent job. Yeah, I think I did a pretty decent job. Because when it comes down to it, no. I hate to sound like this, but like Revelation kind of does suffer from like, it's kind of sad because everyone was talking about the whole idea of a map being like interconnected with other maps. And then it comes out and people are like, it has no original identity. And yeah, that's kind of what this level kind of shows us. Except the fact that it's space. That's my identity. Well, oh well. Who cares? It was marked as the grand final level. Not really. It was marked as the penultimate level. Okay, thank you. That's enough. You guys have ruined my plan for the last time. That was too close. Great, another crystal. Well, I think it's time we finish this.